Okay, we'll start the show in three, two, one. We are live on Rockin' with Rahul and the Three Amigos. Uh, we have a special guest today, all the way from Florida. Can you introduce yourself to the listeners, Mr. Donna Woods?
Hi guys, hi guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show. And I'm coming to you guys live from Florida International University here in Miami, Florida. I was a uh, former president of Monco Radio. Shout out to Monco Radio and everyone who continues to do a great job on the show. And I'm also an alumni of Montgomery County Community College. And right now I am studying tourism and hospitality here at the Chapman School of Hospitality and Tourism Management at FIU. And my concentration is mega events and entertainment.
Entertainment. Okay.
Mhm.
So this would be entertainment. Putting on a stage show. With the different music acts, stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about,
Yeah,
Donnell?
so yeah, so I decided to kind of transition from media production into the tourism and hospitality management field from inspiration from a professor by the name of Sean Andre Murray. He's a professor at Montgomery County Community College who also oversees the hospitality and tourism at Monco. And he really kind of convinced me to come to FIU to pursue a career in mega events and entertainment.
Wow. That's mega event entertainment. That's a big time. It's like putting on concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Super Bowl, the Olympics. You got the Wine and Food Festival here in South Beach, which on average gets about over 400,000 people all across the world for a 4-day event.
Uh-huh.
You also take a look at different music festivals. You got Oktoberfest here now, and different events like that involves 10,000 plus people at an event.
And plus carnival fairs and carnivals. But it's the same thing
Yeah,
though.
those as well too.
Yeah, like for example, I just went to the Bloomsburg Fair this past weekend.
Okay. What was some of your experiences from that event that you went to?
The experience was the long drive
Hmm.
and the food was good, and I got to ride the ride a second time.
Yeah, I think I saw the video of that. That was
The
funny,
bull.
man. It seemed like you had a great time there, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I haven't specifically went to German festival for Labor Day,
Okay.
which was kind of an Oktoberfest.
Wow.
That
All
too.
right, but that was amazing.
And what was your major when you were at Monco? And um, can you talk about some of the activities you like some of the club activities you signed up for in Florida IU?
And how did you
Sure
get
thing. And how did I get involved with it?
how did you get involved with Monco Radio from the beginning when you first started
Okay.
Monco?
Yeah, so I'll actually just kind of say a little bit about my journey at Monaco and how I got to Florida International. So I originally started as a volunteer at Montgomery County Community College in Bluebell, Pennsylvania, in the summer of 2015. About a year prior to that, in 2014, I ended up getting injured and I tore my Achilles.
Oh,
And one of my family members in Pennsylvania, they convinced me to get an associate's degree at Monco. And at the time, my family member was working there. And they had told me, hey, we have this great program with the mass media production, and you can get involved with, CapG, the Communicating Arts Production Group in Monco Radio. So I did a tour with a man by the name of Matt Porter. It was because of him that inspired me to get into the radio industry. I ended up volunteering at Monco Radio for about a year. I had my own radio show called Talk Tuesday. Matt Porter and I were essentially we were like buddies essentially. He was able to help me get involved with different volunteer opportunities through different student clubs. And anytime he had projects that he would do, he would ask me if I wanted to join. And that's kind of how I got my wheel started because of Matt Porter. He definitely had showed me another side of media that I never knew for myself. And so, yeah, when I started doing my radio show, I ended up starting taking classes. And doing around like 2016, I ended up getting a job as a radio engineer in Ohio, back where I'm from. I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio. So I moved back to Ohio in 2016 for a few months to work this job as a radio engineer. And I was working for a radio place down there called Cox Media Group, Ohio. And I felt like something wasn't right. I felt like something was missing. And I would always make these promos for Monco Radio. So I decided to go back to Philadelphia and get enrolling classes at Monco in 2017. However, I was struggling with, housing. I was homeless. And there were people such as Will and his family. They took me in for a few months, and until I was able to get back on my feet. Then I ended up getting my own apartment, taking classes, and I became eventually became the president of Monco Radio for about 2 years. And it was a great experience. We did a lot of events, such as the Rockin' Cans events. We also won some awards. Raul, I know you were part of that. Some of those awards that we won back in 17 and 18 with the anti-bully squad.
Yeah.
We were able to do an event down at the what's
Wells,
the
Wells
where the
Fargo Center.
Philadelphia yeah, the Wells Fargo Center, and we met some cool celebrities there. It was really fun. And so I graduated in 2020. I was the first COVID-19 student commencement speaker. Told my story, and I ended up getting accepted into the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. So I went back to
Wow.
Ohio for about a year and a half, 2 years. Things didn't work out with the major there. They had a new major called film studies, and at that time it was kind of new. And essentially, I would have to restart a lot of my classes that I've already taken at Monco at Ohio State, and I wasn't really comfortable with that. So I ended up dropping out actually, and I ended up getting a job as a paint engineer. I was making paint, industrial paint for like metals, cars, ambulance, coatings for like water bottles, stuff like that. And I was going through a lot, and unfortunately, my mom had passed in 2022, and I was in a relationship with this girl, and thought we were gonna have a family, and ended up not being my child. So it really kind of tore me apart, essentially, and I kind of spiraled into a very deep depression. But I do remember talking to my family, and they told me, you got to find yourself. Sometimes it's these type of situations that you really find out who you truly are, with death of family, with heartbreaks and stuff like that. So I thought of Monco. That was on my mind. I was like, maybe if I go back and figure something out, or maybe do another major or get another degree, maybe I can go from there. And so that's what I did. I ended up getting a car and I drove back to Philly, and I re-enrolled at Monco. Originally, I was going to get a certificate in sound recording and music technology. So what I was planning on doing was not only doing videos, music videos for artists, but also recording their music. So I thought of it as like a one-stop shop, which, learning about sound recording was very interesting to me because that's, my niche is media production. However, this was probably like 2014, 2024, excuse me. I ran into a professor named Sean Murray, and he asked me, he was like, "Well, why are you back?" A lot of people were asking me when I came back. When I came back, I was like, they were asking me like, why did you come back? I thought you were, because once you leave Monaco, the assumption is that you go off and find a job, or you go off and begin your career, or you go off and start your business. However, my story and journey was very unique. So I came back because I knew that there's something more that I need to be done. And I wanted to get myself out of this depression state. And I felt like Monco, the support that Monco has, and the people there, such as Matt Porter, Sean Sealer, Monco Radio, Cap G, and all the others, I felt like they inspire me. So When I ran into Sean Murray, he was telling me about all the opportunities that come with hospitality and tourism management. And it kind of got me excited. He told me, oh, you can go study abroad, you could go, study on a cruise ship and, do all these different experiences and opportunities. And, when people tell you things that sound good, you're like, oh, this is too good to be true. Like, there's no way you could get all these opportunities just off of from what he's telling me. But I took him up on the offer. And in February of 2025, this year, um, I was able to volunteer at the South Beach Wine and Food Festival, which happens every year here at South Beach in Miami. And the Wine and Food Festival is actually created by students and staff at Florida International University. And so me and two other students, shout out to Olivia Wellman and Kane. They had the courage to fly down to Miami Philly with me, and we stayed in an Airbnb right on Ocean Drive, literally not even a block away from the beach. And we all had our different jobs that we did to help out for this 4-day event. And so going through this event on South Beach for the Wine and Food Festival, um, it opened my eyes to a whole new world. It brought something as inspiration to me that I've never felt before in my life, and I knew that this was where I'm supposed to be. So long story short, I ended up getting accepted at FIU. I ended up getting some scholarships as well, and I ended up taking classes in the summer. And just a little backtrack, I went through a little hiccup before moving down here. I originally planned to move in the summer of 25, but unfortunately my car engine had blew up. So I had to leave earlier than expected, which turned out to be a good thing because I ended up taking classes in the summer. I ended up getting a 4.0, and now I am currently taking classes in the fall, and I'm projected to get a 4.0 as well this semester too. So I'm just really excited for all the opportunities that Florida International has given me, and the fact that Professor Sean Murray saw something in me that I didn't identify in myself, and the fact that he linked me with a lot of people from FIU, and I was able to get into the Chapman School of Hospitality and Tourism Management. And shout out to Dean Chen, Vice Dean Diane Newman, and Don Fagnan. Um, those three have really shown me the way and kind of guided me in the right direction.
We are
So,
proud of all your accomplishments on at Monco and what you're doing at Florida International. Um,
I appreciate
well,
it, man. I appreciate it.
um, did you at the chef event you went to?
Mhm.
Did you see any celebrities down there like chef like from Hell's Kitchen or anyone like?
Oh, okay. So yeah, so I'll because a lot of people have asked me about that. So over the summer, every year the government hosts a it's called an emergency response training. It's mainly for like drastic emergencies like hurricanes, earthquakes, those type of emergencies. And so different government agencies, military, police, fire, EMS, they all come to the Biscayne Bay campus, which is our North Campus to FIU, and they go and train for these emergency response. And so there was Chef Fetty, his foundation had came. Now originally he was supposed to be there, but unfortunately he ended up canceling himself at the last minute, so he didn't show up. But we were able to meet a lot of his I guess we would call it his foundation and the people that work alongside him. And what we did through the Chapman School of Hospitality, we helped prepare a lot of the food that we would be giving to the trainees or the people who are training as if it was an emergency response. So there's in these type of emergency situations, there's different departments that help out with different things. So you have people who help out with like giving clothes and shelter. You have people who help out with injuries for people who are injured, and then you have people who help out with like feeding people who need food. So we were part of that team that helped prep food. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was over like 300 or 400 people that came to that event that we fed. And it was a wonderful event. I never realized how much food goes into helping so much people. Now, mind you, this is kind of small compared to thousands of people or hundreds of thousands or even a million. But the idea, the fact that this is the process, and it showed me that, wow, this is what it takes to do this. I mean, I was just blown away. I was blown away.
That's great, man. Yeah. I mean,
Darnell,
you're on your way.
Darnell, I'm
Go.
very proud of you that you've come a long way, as much as you're very proud of me that for coming a long way.
Yeah, man. And I, like I said, I appreciate everyone who has helped me along the way because and something else that I learned here at FIU is it's more than just about, me, you, us four. It's about we. Without you, there's no me.
Yeah.
Without we, there's no us. And us stands for our community. So I think that it's very important that it's the people around you that you can connect with that not only will help you, but you'll be able to help somebody else. And it kind of grows from there.
Yeah, I think the, uh, the number one thing I'm sure you've thought of is passing whatever you've been have received, passing that down the line, passing it down to somebody, you know, not even as as a mentor, just somebody that you can, help along the way. It- does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, you're right, man. And I think that's one thing that really, like I said, it really started with Monco and Matt Porter. He's the one who really instilled that into me. Essentially, when I first moved to Monco, when I first moved to Philly, going to Monco, is it's about those little connections, that those network opportunities,
Yeah.
those places
Yeah.
that you can go and volunteering because you never know who you're going to meet. That's the beauty of it, and that's why I was so appreciative of coming down to FIU because I've met at least four or five celebrities just being in the area of Miami and not expecting, because I might go to, for instance, every Friday I go down to, there's a place in Miami called Brickell. It's a kind of like a high-end place where people go, clubs and stuff, people meet. And I just walk around. I walk around. Sometimes I take my resume and I see people and I talk to people, I network, and I end up giving them my resume. I just, give them
Yeah.
my phone
Yeah.
number and stuff and just, try to connect because you never know where or who you're going to meet or where you're going to be in the future if you don't go out and explore and try to make something of your name.
How's it been exploring Miami, Florida? How's it been?
Man, well, I gotta be honest, man. It's everything I've ever imagined. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I'll be living in Miami and going to FIU, I would have probably laughed at you, honestly. Uh, and the fact that I'm living on campus is another big thing too, because when I first moved down here, I was originally supposed to be in an apartment, and there were some discrepancies that happened with my apartment towards the end of the summer. So I ended up moving in on campus. And ever since then, I mean, it's just been literally everything I imagined. Like I said, I go down every Friday to Brickell, to network. Now I'm part of this called the Brickell Run Club. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m., the club runs a 5K, and they just celebrated their 15th anniversary on September 29th, if I'm not mistaken. 15 years, I'm sorry, September 30th, excuse me, was the
Which
celebration 15th anniversary with the Brickell Run Club.
which
Yeah.
was yesterday, right?
Yes, yes.
How did that go?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Like I said, I have two of my friends who I run with. We work out together, and I first started running this 5K about 3 weeks ago. So I'm fairly new to this, but I never thought I would be able to run a 5K, which is 3.5 miles. And it's funny. The week before the 15th anniversary, we actually ran 4 miles. And I didn't even know because every week they change up the journey to the finish line essentially. So sometimes
Okay.
they might go one way, you run a 3.5 miles, and then another week they might go another way. So sometimes you might be running either more miles and or just 3.5 miles, but every week you run 3.5 miles. And it's
They
cool
shake it up.
because there's at least 1,000 people who come in. Yeah, it's at least 1,000 people who come out and run a 3.5 mile or a 5K essentially. And they split them up into three groups. So you have the people who like runners who actually do this for like a sport, or they try to beat their own, as a
They're
competitive.
into it.
You have group two, who are those who are kind of, we want to run, but we're not that fast. And then we have the group three, which is called the sexy pace, which, people like me, I kind of want a little slower. Um, but it kind of gives people, it gives them a chance to kind of like not be in competition with anybody else. So, sometimes you have people with kids who have their strollers, you have people with dogs, or you have people who do podcasts or do like video work. So those people usually stay on group three. Um, and it's a wonderful experience. You meet a lot of people, and you're able to network with people that you never thought you would network with. So it's a really great opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
just to,
excuse me for 1 second, Raul. If you treat people properly, and
Hmm.
you treat them properly for no other reason than they're a human being, then it seems that good things may come your way, for no other reason than you're just throwing yourself out there to help others, and you get to feel some of that reward coming back. I mean, does it feel that way, Donnell?
It
I
does. And I think one thing that is like it was kind of a culture shock coming down here from Philadelphia. Just the simple fact of like it's more people from international that are here. So you got people from Spain, you got people from Mexico, you got people from the islands, you got people from Africa, you got all different types of people really piled into Miami. So it is really an international type of city. So I'm so used to being in Philly where it's a lot of African American or Hispanic or Latino that are within the city. But coming down here, you find different groups. I mean, like I've met a lot of people from different places from all over the world. And just to see that and like be around it's like, whoa, it's crazy. And it's a lot more expensive down here in Miami too. So this is teaching me to like how to manage money on a higher level, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because, people who come to Miami, it's a tourist city. So it's one of the top 10 cities in the world to go to visit. So people spend a lot of money out here. So I usually find myself not going out sometimes, or if I do go out, I go out with a purpose to network and to, connect with people. And, I might go to the club and have a vision like, okay, I want to connect with these people. So I might buy a water or something and pretend like you know what I mean? So like that going to these places, I'm thinking like, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money, but I'll go without doing drinks, but I'll just go to network type thing, or you know what I mean? So it's you just gotta really you gotta really move smart in Miami financially if you wanna make a name for yourself.
yeah, yeah. You got to. Sounds like you got to constantly watch your tracks, and be on the lookout for things that may pop up, because on your way to going to the club to network with certain people, who's to say that you won't, by going and trying to network with these people, that by doing that you be turned on to these other people, and everything,
Hmm.
it's like we were talking about, passing it down the line. And
Yeah.
there's nothing better for someone like yourself, who's an up and comer, more or less, right? I mean, on that
Yeah.
scene. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean anything by it. I mean, it's just like you're just
No, no,
starting
I
out.
know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, no, you get Charlie, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So no,
just
I
I
mean, no,
just
you're
think.
right. Mhm.
Go ahead. What were we gonna
uh,
say?
there's some people chatting on the chat box. Mark Schuster, he says, "Tell Donna I said hi."
Mark,
Matt Porter
it's good.
is
Mark,
saying
Mark Schuster.
Matt Porter is saying hi, Donnell. Nice to see your smiling face. I'm proud of you, Donnell. You have been through a lot, and you always land on your feet. Here's to your continued success, from Matt Porter.
Thank you, man,
Exactly.
so much. I
Yes.
really appreciate all the support. And like I said, it's because of you guys that I'm able to get the opportunities that I am and then I'm able to do the things that I'm doing now. And it's like I said, it's an honor. It really is an honor, and I look
Mm.
forward to with I really can't speak on some stuff, but I have some exciting news that I'll be dropping in December. But I'm just so ever grateful, man, and I can't wait until I'm able to really harvest the fruits and be able to help my community.
We look forward to hearing about this news in December, 2 months from
If,
now.
Yeah,
if,
yeah, it's gonna be great, man. Oh man, this
We'll
is
wait.
this
We'll
is
have to
really
wait and
exciting.
see to find out this exciting news for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yep,
we'll be
yep.
waiting
Hmm.
with bated breath to
Right, right.
We gotta wait. We just gotta wait patiently.
Mhm,
if,
that's it.
if, an-
And that's
if
another thing
anybody
too. I want to I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rahul.
if anybody's watching, if you have any question, you could comment on the chat box and
Mhm.
ask Donald some question. So Donald, after you're done at FIU, are you what do you plan to do? Do you plan on getting job in like chef industry? Do you plan on going into hotel management or something? What do you
Yeah.
plan?
So right now I'm actually currently working on a business plan. I'm going to create my own destination marketing organization. DMOs are companies that help market locations around the world. So you see like Visit Philly or I Love New York or Visit Miami. Those are destination marketing organizations. Those organizations know a lot about the city and they go out and market it. So right now I'm actually working on a business that is going to be able to market my hometown, which is Dayton, Ohio, and or Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
So right
So
now, once I get my bachelor's degree, I'm going to be before that, a semester prior to my graduation for bachelor's, I'm going into the 4+1 program. So here at FIU, they have a program called 4+1, where once you get a certain credit for your undergrad, you can start your master's degree. And when you graduate with your master's, you'll be able to get both degrees at the same time. So instead of spending, an additional 2 or 3 years for a master's, I'll be spending an additional one. That makes
wow,
sense.
that's
So
cool, man.
so
That
yeah,
really
so I'm
is
looking
cool.
forward to doing that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so like I said, my thing is mega events and entertainment, and the reason why I did that, excuse me, is because I already have an associate's degree in media production, and I
and
feel like
well,
media production is my niche, and I feel like I know the ins and outs of being able to do camera work, being able to edit, and knowing enough about audio to be able to really hone in on the music and the sounds for people to become attracted to. And so I feel like mega events to me is just it involves mass of people, and especially what's going on in this world today with what's happening in our political world. I know we won't have to get into that, but I wanted to give somebody or want to give people a new experience with these events. So or marketing for a city, because I feel like there's certain places in the world or for my hometown specifically like Dayton or Columbus that people don't know about. Some people I tell people when I tell them I'm from Ohio, they're like, "Where's that? Is that like another country or something?" I'm like, "No, it's just up north." Some people don't even know it's a state.
Yeah.
So
It's a
stuff like that,
suburb
like
of Illinois.
yeah, right, exactly. So, but yeah, so and that's one thing that gets my attention the most, learning about events and how to market major cities. So,
Well, you definitely have the personality for it. I mean, if there was anybody that was born to do this, you're the one because of your
I appreciate it.
personality and the way you can hobnob with people. Network is the proper word for that, and
yeah.
do all that. Plus, learn other crafts or another craft that you're capable of doing. Yeah, you're because you're constantly moving. You know, uh,
Yeah,
not only can you, it's hard to hit a moving target. It's always important to see that uh, people that are constantly moving and moving in a positive direction, good things happen. It's when you
yeah,
start and start to question yourself. Well, should I do this? Should I do that? That's when you should just say, I quit, because but you don't question yourself. You go out there, you know what you can do. I mean, and
Yeah, yeah.
Matt would never have invested the time in you if he didn't see something in you, correct?
Hmm.
You know? So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's 100%. You know,
yeah,
Ma-
so
uh,
I can see I can see you doing very well. Very well.
Matt Porter saying April Monka Radio alumni broadcast. Can I count you in?
what's the date on that?
I don't know.
Uh,
It's
I should be. Yeah, if you can get as soon as the date comes out, send it to me. As soon as the date comes out, just so I could put in request off. So I have a job now. I do the instant replay for a lot of the sports games. So if you guys are watching ESPN Plus or um, we're Conference USA, a lot of the replays that are shown is from the department that I work with. So make sure you guys tune in for that as well. I also got a job working with FIFA for FIFA
Okay.
26. Miami is one of the host cities for FIFA 26 next summer. However, I chose Philadelphia to be my the city that I'll be working at. So I actually might be seeing you guys come May and June. I just don't know the team that I'll be working with. So I'm excited. I'm excited for next year. But
yeah,
Matt,
yeah.
as soon as you get that date in April, shoot me a text. Let me know so I can put it in. I'll be happy to come back and do the show with you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's yeah.
What kind what will you do? What will you be doing with FIFA? And
So right
how did
now,
you get that job with FIFA?
yeah. So right now, I'm going to be involved in the media department. I don't know specifically where yet because they haven't been giving out those details. I think they're probably going to come out right around like December, November, December type area because everyone has to get screened, background check, have to get your
Right.
passports and all that stuff. So once that all that kind of gets clear, I'll know a specific position. But what I put down and what I'm involved in is the media and broadcasting.
Excellent.
Well,
Excellent.
that,
Excellent.
that's
Excellent.
a, that's a fun gig to do. Like
Yeah,
2026,
yeah. Hmm.
2026 FIFA is going to be huge, and lots of fans from around the country will be coming to
Oh, that's right. That's the
USA.
soccer. That's soccer. Right. I'm
Yep,
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't
yep.
mean to interrupt you, Raul. It just came to me. FIFA is Major League Soccer,
Yeah,
from around the world.
Right,
Okay.
yep. Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Or
Um,
as they say in Europe, football.
Right, right. Yeah, that is original football. That is original football.
Yeah,
what,
Yeah.
what
exactly.
was your uh, favorite part of being at Monco, and what uh, what uh, what was your favorite part of being
Mhm.
at Monco?
Yeah, well,
Favorite part. I was honestly say we had at the time it wasn't called Rockin' Cans. It was called something else. I can't remember the name of it, but short story long, we had came up with um Jenna's blessing bag. There was a girl who was a Monco alum who had passed away. I want to say 2018, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
August of
2018. Yeah,
2018. Um, she was brutally murdered by a guy
Oh,
she met at a party, and I was the co-president with my co-president Alana Richmond, and she's really close with her family, so we decided to pretty much raise these canned goods and different type of food for pantries and stuff, and we donated to Jenny's Blessings Bag. And I remember um, the event was so powerful because when her mom walked in, Jenna's mom had walked in. It was just random. It was just so random. There was a song playing. I don't remember the song that was playing. But as soon as she walked in, the song started playing on Monco radio, and I remember her mom was like, she stood there in shock in the door, like, "Oh my gosh!" And because that song is Jenna's one of her favorite songs, and it kind of really like hit me in my heart because this was still at the time, it was like 3 months after she had passed. And the fact that, we were raising these, doing this event for her essentially was that's something that I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I think a lot of people go in life, thinking, oh, I want to help people, I want to do this, I want to do that for people. But when you actually see the effect of what you do for someone coming out in an event, that's what really brings me joy and that's what really fulfills me because um, there's more to life than just living. There's more to life than just going to work. There's more to life than just surviving. There's more to life than just, waking up a day every day and just doing your day-to-day things. And the reason why I say that is because we're all human and we all have a call. We all have a calling,
Right.
and some of us don't like to pick up the phone because it says unknown, and sometimes you have to go out on faith and answer it because it could be the blessing that, you've been asking for. So it's those things like that that just really inspire me, man. And, I've been through a lot, obviously, and, I've gone through a lot of challenges. But those moments like that with Jenna's blessings bags and, doing those type of events is one thing that really stuck with me. And that's probably one of my favorite moment at Monco.
That's a powerful moment. I
Yeah, that's
mean,
right.
Mm.
just her the thought of Jenna's mother walking in
Yeah.
as a song is being
I
played
don't
that
remember that
meant a lot.
song. What was that? I think it was I can't remember. It's a classic though. I know it's a classic song too. Matt Porter would know. He because he was there when and he was just like, "Are you okay?" Because he asked, he's like, Is everything all right?" Because the way she was standing, it was kind of like she was a statue essentially. Like she was just in shock at the moment, and I thought like she was having a heart attack or something. Like, oh, I'm like, "Are you okay? You doing okay?" And she just was like, "Oh my God, it's okay." And next thing you know, she's like, "Yeah, this is her song." I was like, "Wow, that's really powerful." That was just man.
Yeah, that is really, yeah,
No,
absolutely.
that is really sad.
Yeah, that's sad. And another question for you, Donna.
Hmm.
When you were at Monco, um, who who inspired you to who inspired you the most uh, for for what you are today? Who inspired you the most?
Inspired me the most. I mean, I can't tell you guys more, but
I
it's
would
really
have
it's
to
not one
say,
person,
I would have to
huh?
say, mm, uh, me. I would have to say,
What?
probably Matt Porter. I would say Matt
Yeah,
Porter.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's one person. It's actually three people. Just because they've
I'm one
poured
of them, right?
they've poured into my life. Really a lot more than a lot of people think. Just a lot of it was a lot of behind the scenes type thing. Obviously Matt Porter, Dave Ivory, and well, actually four. It'll be four actually. Dave Ivory, Matt Porter, Sean Sealer, and Sean Murray. Those four gentlemen really did a lot of things for me that really helped me through my whole journey. I mean, um, they were there, man. Like when my family wasn't able to help out, they understood my situation and um, they really helped me out, man. I can't. There's nothing that I feel like I could do to give back because of how much they've helped me out. So I'm just grateful for those four men, and they helped me kind of realize how to really be a man, honestly, and not like like father type thing and like that, but like just more about like being someone to kind of to show you or to guide you. Like
Right.
this is what you need to do when you're in these type of spaces. This is how you need to handle your business in this type of situation. And with them, they kind of like brought those pieces together for me to be able to put the puzzle, together. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
I'll say those
the
and
four. But Will,
to
I
help
would, but
you.
I'm saying, but Will, I don't want to take away from Will what you and your family have done. But at Monaco, I would say those four have done. They done a lot, man. They done a
they
lot,
were
man, for
I,
real.
they were
I
the
I so can never forget one night when Raul called me and
Hmm.
you called and you needed a place to stay that one night.
Yeah, yeah, man. And I'll go into that, man, because I remember sometimes, Will, and I know you felt bad in the situation, but back in, yeah, I think it was like 2017. I want. So this is like towards the end of 2017, early 18.
That
Yeah,
I was
it was 27, it
that,
was August
that was
2017.
2017,
that was a
2017.
good
Yeah. So
that was a good thing I did by getting
no, I know,
by
yeah, I know,
introducing
yeah,
you
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
William
yeah. Right,
by
right. No, no, I know, I know, I know. Yeah, but and I thank you guys so much. And I know it was kind of hard because you guys were living with your family, and yeah, at that time your family didn't know who I was, so
Yeah, and it was
for them to
awkward
take
at
me
I was
in, it
about to
was
say it was
very, it
awkward
was,
at
I was
first, but
very, yeah,
then they
yeah,
got to
and
know you. They got to know you more.
yeah, yeah, and I appreciate, what you guys' families did for me. So 2017, I was actually staying with a friend of mine in East Philly, Northeast Philly. This was up in Thomaston area off of
But in Bustleton was
Bustleton.
near
It was
the
up in
10th
Bustleton.
Avenue.
Yeah, so I would take the bus. I would take the bus all the way from Bustleton Avenue to Bluebell to go to Monco. So I would get up like 4 or 5 in the morning, take the 6 o'clock bus and get to Monco around like nine
That's
or
a
10 o'clock.
long ass ride,
And
So
man.
anyway,
then you would take
yeah, yeah, it was crazy. I
and
took like,
and I remember you worked at the bus. You had to take the bus from there
yeah, well,
to
I was working at Buffalo Wild
Warminton,
Wings.
Buffalo Wild
Yep,
Wings.
I was looking at
no, no,
Buffalo Wild Wings
this,
Hey,
this
in
song.
Darnell.
I gotta tell you, the story. I gotta tell you the story. So look, I
This
was working at Buffalo Wild Wings in Warrenton, mind you. I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings in Warrenton, and I was living in Northeast Philly in Bustleton. So you can only imagine for those who live in Philly. And I'll break that down for you from Bustleton Avenue, Thompson and Bustleton to Warrenton Buffalo Wild Wings is about a 20-25 minute drive. On the bus is about an hour and a half. So I already had to take the bus hour and a half from one place to another, and then take another bus 3 hours to go to school. Long story short, my friend at the time, um, I had to move out essentially because my friend and his girl, well, his wife now, they were having another child. So I didn't feel comfortable staying at their house, and they're already taking care of kids. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I ended up was like, you know what, biting the bullet, and I ended up being homeless. And some nights I would stay on the train. So I would leave my stuff at Will's house, and Will actually, he can attest to it. He's the one who actually asked. He was like, "Yo, why don't you? I'll ask my mom if you can stay with me." I was like, I mean, okay. And he did. He went to his mom and his dad about it, and a few days later, they allowed me to stay in their house, and I was grateful. Now, sometimes I wasn't able to get back in time because of work, so sometimes I had to stay on the bus. And I remember Will would call me. He would call me throughout the night, like, "Hey, are you okay? 2 o'clock in the morning. Are you all right?
Yeah,
Are you okay?" I'm like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I'm
yeah.
I'm on the train. Well, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm all right." And I remember one night, I wasn't able to get to his house late, so I had to walk to his house from the bus stop. And there's a certain road near Will's house that does not have no street lights. There's
Yeah.
no lights on nobody's houses, and it's just a black road. So if you don't have a car, it's literally pitch black. And I remember walking, and literally I could not see the front of my hand. That's how dark it was walking down the street. And I remember I was telling myself, because a lot of people I feel like have this misconception of the dark. People might get afraid of it, and people start thinking of monsters in their head and these spirits, and you know what I mean. But I realized that in darkness is where you find light. And what I mean by that is every time you have an issue, a challenge, or your prayer, you close your eyes, right? It's dark. To me, I've realized that being in darkness helped me gather my thoughts, because what I thought was a scary moment turned out to be an inspiration. And from that moment on, I was like, I'm going to do the best that I can to do for myself, my family, and my community. And unfortunately, my mom had passed in 2022 due to the vaccine. Unfortunately, she ended up having
sorry about your
lacerations
loss.
in her heart. Yeah,
Yeah,
she ended up
sorry for your
having
loss.
lacerations in her heart from the vaccine, and it
That
was it was
sucks.
devastating. Yeah, it was very devastating, and I told her that day when she passed, I said that I'm gonna do everything I can. I gave an oath essentially to her. An oath is pretty much I'm giving my life to this cause. And I told her that I'm going to do the best I can to create a better life for my nieces and nephews, my younger brothers, myself, and my community, because um, she wasn't able to see the fruits of what is coming from me. And so I want to make sure I do that for my sister, my family, and for my friends and everyone around me.
That's
So yeah,
giving
that was
back,
kind of the
man.
journey of yeah, man, that was the thing. And like I said, Will, Raul, you guys definitely your families have definitely helped me a lot, and I appreciate that for
And
what you
don't
guys
forget,
did, man.
and Andrew helped. He helped you out too. Don't forget about that.
Andrew, yeah, I mean, it's a whole list. I mean, the list is so long, man, of people who have not just given to me, but just helped me out with an opportunity or, giving me food or shelter. It's a long list, and I intend to give back to those people once the things that I create are going to fulfill themselves.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah,
sure it will. I'm sure it
Uh,
will.
Donald, Matt Porter said the song was Freebird.
Oh,
Freebird,
Freebird,
yes,
but
that was the word. Yes, that was the song. Yep,
And
uh,
yeah, I
and
remember that because
he said, I totally remember that moment. It was powerful and moving.
yeah, yeah, it was because when she starts, because at first she was like stuck. Jenna's mom was stuck, and she was like, and when she got kind of closer, she started screaming. Like it was like a frantic scream. Like so, I'm thinking the worst. Like oh, somebody's in here and you know what I mean. So, but she's like, no, this is my daughter's favorite song, and I was like, oh, wow. And it was just like at that moment, it kind of got me chills because I could feel I could feel a presence that was so warming and uplifting. It was like, wow, this is like, and I almost shed a tear, man, because like seeing her there and like, what we did for her and the family, it was just like, it was a lot of emotion that day, man. I'm not gonna
oh,
lie,
I'm
it was a
sure it
lot of
was.
emotion. It was a lot of emotion, but it was definitely fun, man. I'm glad that we were able to do that for
Oh, that's good. There's definitely a lot of emotion in a lot of the things that you do, Donnell, because you help people and you're there for
her.
people, you know. You never turn anybody away wants to talk or needs some kind of idea or whatever. So
Yeah.
by giving it lending an ear to somebody uh,
Hmm.
that just wants to has either a problem or they have an idea but they're not sure what to do with it. Just by
Don't
lending an ear and listening to them, and giving them feedback right away, it comes from
Hmm.
the heart, so there must be something to it.
Yeah.
So I think that is what keeps your fire burning all the time,
Hmm.
because you're
Yeah,
constantly
man.
moving forward, which is a great thing, a great thing.
Darnell,
Hmm.
if you ever see someone that's homeless, you should give them advice about getting them back on their feet again, like people helped you out. I think that would be a
Yeah.
good suggestion
I think that would be good
for
too as
for the
well.
people in the
At
world,
the same time,
for the people in the
um,
world who are homeless, still homeless today.
yeah, yeah, and I'm working on an idea for a maybe a business or organization. I'm not sure how it's going to fit, but I will want to do like a reentry for those who are homeless, who need to get shelter because this past a few months ago, I was at the shelter for like 2 weeks and I was learning about people coming from prison to shelters to getting housing. And one thing that I learned is some of these shelters, some of these people at the shelters, they can't leave the shelter. Some people can't go out and work. Some people can't go out because they don't have jobs or they just come out of prison. And some of them still have that prison mindset. And so that sometimes translates from the prison to the shelter. And so it doesn't really help people. It helps them get out of prison, but it doesn't help them move to the next stage or find a job and go to get a what I mean, stuff like that. So I want to be able to help assist them kind of rewrite the policies and kind of help people mentally to be able to get them into the next level because being at that shelter was very interesting and I never realized how shelters like work or move. But being there, like I was like, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it, but I was able to do it. I would never lived at a shelter. So like when I was in Philadelphia, I never lived at a shelter. So I never like understood like how they things operated.
Right.
So it was kind of like I would love to try to like figure some kind of nonprofit or some kind of organization to be able to help people get from shelters to their own housing and be able to go and beyond.
From A to B to C.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
does Florida University do they have how the sports team doing? Like, do they have a football
So
team and all?
yeah, so Florida International University, our athletics, um, they're very big on soccer down here, obviously, because a lot of people watch a lot of football, soccer essentially out here. However, some of the basketball and football teams, we're not known for a winning program. However, this year has been a turnaround. We just got a new head coach, for the men's football team, and Coach Simmons. I call him Michael Vick because to me it looks like Michael Vick, but that's neither here nor there. And then for our basketball, Coach Ballard, he's has recruited a lot of different faces. My roommates, three of them played for the basketball team, so it's kind of ironic that when I move on campus, I'm staying with the basketball team, and they're all 6'9" and above. So it's like staying with towers. So every time I'm talking to them, I'm looking like this, like my neck is hurting, my back of my neck hurts because
Yeah.
I'm looking up so much, But I'm actually
Brother,
optimistic about this season. And in the past, we've lost a lot of games, we've lost a lot of seasons, we've had losing records. But I feel like this year, for some reason, I think we're gonna come out on top.
Well, that's good.
Darnell, are you gonna play for the team?
I actually tried to walk on over the summer. However, I was actually denied. One of the things was my game wasn't what the coaches were looking for. And since NIL is a factor in Division I basketball, they didn't believe that my game was worth the amount of money that they pay the players to come here. So, for me, it was like, it was worth a try. At the
Sure.
same time, I'll be 33 on the 6th of October. So like, it's not usual that a 33-year-old plays basketball for Division I school and is able to be successful. So I was like, you know what, let me just hang it up. I'll play basketball here and there as a rec, or maybe I do intramurals. But
Yeah,
when it comes to
yeah,
like
that's right.
competing in Division I,
Your birthday's Monday coming up. This is what next week.
October 6th, yeah, October 6th is my birthday. I'll be celebrating 33 years. Officially, I hit 33. Some people say that, Jesus Christ died at
Yeah,
33, but some people argue that
that's
he
my
was a little
age.
older. Honestly,
Yeah,
neither here
my
nor
birthday
there,
was
but
just 2 weeks ago. I just turned 31.
yeah, happy belated, man. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. What did you do for your birthday, Will?
Me and my basketball team celebrated me and my basketball coach Sean's birthday. You remember Coach Sean?
Awesome.
We had the
That's right.
same
Yeah.
birthday. Yeah. If you
That's
saw a
great.
picture
That's
of us
awesome.
with their face on the internet. So we
Wow.
celebrated our
That's really cool,
birthday at the
man.
end of practice that Friday night. Then I went out to dinner with my family.
Awesome.
Have you ever seen? Do you ever seen Fogo de Chao and King of Prussia? Do you remember that restaurant? If you saw
The
it before,
child and can you press? Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Fogo de Chao, the
Oh,
Brazilian.
Fogo de Child. Yeah, that's where you guys went for
Yeah.
dinner?
Oh yeah, for dinner.
Awesome.
Me and my
Awesome. Okay.
family.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Donald,
Yeah, that's nice.
you know who you should reach out to
Hmm.
that might need your inspiration. Uh, you should reach out to Max Danoff. Uh,
Max
he,
Danoff. Okay.
yeah, uh, he was in Belmont Hospital for like 9 months, and now
Wow.
he got transferred to
Sure.
Brooklyn Hospital, and he's been there for like 2 months. So I think by
He just got there
October,
recently this month. Actually, I mean in September. I think was it
so
September?
I think by November he might be out.
Mhm.
Uh,
Wow.
so once he comes out, you should reach out to him to
Okay.
motivate him
Yeah,
and
I'll,
all.
I'll definitely do that. Okay.
Maybe we can
Because
give you his
I
contact.
remember he Max used to uh, talk about you a lot, and uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Do you
you should
remember
reach
Max
out to
Darnell? Do
him.
you remember him?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Max, man. It's been a while since I actually seen Max. I think the last time what was the last? I think we went to the Eagles game. Was that when Max came? Because that's when David, not, I think it's David that came with us. This is like 2019, but this is right before COVID, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. That
Uh,
might have been the last time I saw Max.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Rahul,
time
does
was
he?
really fine, man. That's man. Time is moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So how you guys
So
doing so much, man?
what
With oh, go
I
ahead.
what do
just
you
been keeping myself busy working, and we just started our basketball practice season recently. Don't know me and my team.
what do you think about the MLB playoff? Um, who do you
That's
think
great,
Oh
gonna
William.
man.
who do you
Oh man.
who do you think
Yeah.
gonna go to the World Series?
You know
The
what?
Phillies.
I'm a
Phillies.
big Cincinnati Reds fan, and we just lost to the Dodgers on game one. But I'm trying to be optimistic, but honestly, I think the Dodgers are gonna go back. I think the Dodgers are gonna go back and win
Oh,
another one.
against the Phillies.
Well,
You know
I
what?
I want to play the
I wouldn't
Red.
be surprised. That would be a
I,
good one. That I wouldn't
Right,
be
I want the
surprised.
Reds to.
but
I want the
but
Reds. The
but the
Phillies.
way
right now,
but the
right now,
way
it's
this
right now it's top of the fourth, and the Reds are
Hmm.
winning 2-1.
2-1. Yes, sir. That's right. So
what
it's
Reds
only
are winning.
station
it's,
I got to check this out on my ESPN
what
now.
station
yeah.
is that on? ESPN?
Yeah, it's
I
on
think yeah,
ES.
ESPN. You go to ESPN.com. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. After this, I'll probably go finish watching it. In the we have a in this dorm we have a like a lounge area. We can flat screen and everything and watch
Reds are
different
from
shows and TV and
Cincinnati.
stuff
They're
too.
from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yep. Yep. It's about 50 minutes south of Dayton, where my hometown is.
So,
Oh,
so,
15
so
minutes.
Hmm.
who do you think gonna go to the World Series if the Reds don't make it?
Yeah, like I said, I want the Reds to go, but I have a feeling it might. I think it might be the Dodgers and Phillies.
Yeah, the
Dodgers
Dodgers
and
and
I can see
Phillies
Phillies.
for
that.
the National League,
Hmm.
and then in the American League, I could see it's well, who the
Tigers,
hell could it
Detroit
be?
Tigers.
Tigers.
What, what
That's not that, and the Tigers have been showing some promise.
the
They
Red
have definitely been
Sox.
showing some promise.
I like to see the. I've
Red
always been
Sox.
a Red Sox fan, yeah. So I like to
Okay.
see them,
Okay.
get a shot. But you know what? It's funny that uh, they play a baseball season, 162 games, and
Yeah.
this kind of mindset has just started to take place. That they
Mm,
play 162 games to get
yeah.
themselves aligned to become part of this tournament they have at the end of the season. And you notice,
Mm,
if you watch a couple of the games, a lot of the things that a team would do during the regular season,
uh-huh.
they don't. They sharpen things up, or they'll take something away that they don't think's going to work for them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
But
it's like,
that's what it is, man. To win the chip. That's
yeah,
what you gotta do.
yeah, you have to constantly be, s- seeing and overseeing what your team's doing and what your team needs to be doing. So, yeah. But with all that, I wish you the best of luck, Donnell. It's been
Yeah, I
my
appreciate it,
pleasure
Charlie. I
to have
really
met
do.
you, man. It really was.
Yeah, man. I
And
appreciate you, man.
Um,
oh,
Yeah,
with
man.
the NFL and going into Week 5, uh,
Uh-huh.
what do you think about the NFL so far? How do
Season.
you think? Who do
Honestly,
you think?
man, a lot of these. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who do you think the team is to beat in the NFC and in the
Oh man,
AFC?
and if you already know, man, go Birds. That's what I'm gonna say, man.
yeah, well,
Eagles, Eagles,
Eagle,
go Birds.
Igles,
But no,
Eagles,
honestly, yeah, man, right.
Eagles.
But no, I'm a big Shador Sanders fan, and I've really been watching his story since he got drafted. Well, obviously since he's been at Jackson State, and I'm really hoping that the Browns will give him an opportunity to show what he's capable of. And I understand, the Browns are going through some interesting situations, but I think they should give him an opportunity. But anyway, on the other side of that, definitely Eagles, definitely ones is going to beat. And I also say this might be a little shocker, but I will also have to say the Rams and the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, the Rams.
Watch out
Yeah.
for the Rams. I know that I think they lost 2 games at this point right now, but they are the ones to me that are really going to be putting up a good fight on that side. And it was with the Chiefs, man. But honestly, I have a feeling that Eagles are going to go back to back. That's just me.
Yeah, they
That's
may
just
do
me.
that. They may do
They
that.
might go back to back. They might win a back to back championship. And honestly, I think they might be the first NFL team to do a three-peat. You said it here first. Donnell, what is this? October 1st? October
Yes.
1st at 10:04 p.m. was what my computer says. I am
Mhm.
saying that the Eagles will go do a three-peat and be the first team in NFL history to do that.
To do a free Pete Super Bowl.
Hmm. Yep. And the reason why I say that is because they're a cheat code, man. When I say cheat code, like they're like the gauntlet. They're like the last uh uh they're like when you're playing these video games, you have to beat all these different monsters and then you have to play the juggernaut to beat the game. To me, the Eagles are the juggernaut to beat the game. The reason why I say that is because they have a lot of draft picks from Georgia and a lot of draft picks from Clemson. And to have the defense from Georgia and Clemson, woo-wee, I'm trying to tell you, man, that's dangerous. Especially that big boy Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Man, when he blocked that field goal and took that back, what was that, 65 yards or something like that? 60 yards, 50 yards, something like that. Man, let me tell you something, man.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something, man. The Eagles,
yeah,
they are the ones to beat, man. I'm trying to tell you, they gonna go back.
yeah.
They gonna go back to back.
Sunday was a tough game, man. It was a
It
all out
was, it was the fact
play
that
out
they
against between
came
the
back
Eagles
and
and Buccaneers.
yeah, and that was actually a really good game because my boss, he's an Eagles fan, and he was kind of concerned about us playing the Bucks, and I was like, nah, man, you're not got the man, nah, we got that, we got that. But it's our defense. Excuse me, it's our front four that really
Defense wins
shows.
championships.
Yeah, exactly. And our front four is dangerous, very dangerous, man. And the only thing that I feel like we gotta kind of have to clean up is one, our secondary, and two, getting
The
AJ Brown the ball. We have to give him the ball. Him and what's the other kid's name on the other side of
Devontae
the field?
Devontae Smith.
Smith. We got to get those two guys the ball, man. Like I get Jalen, Jalen Hurts. He has his own idea of how he runs the offense as a quarterback, and he does a great job. I don't see why people always complain about him being a top 10 or top five
Yeah,
quarterback. Who
speaking of
cares? He
AJ
has a
Brown, did you
championship.
see that tweet he made?
So what?
The tweet.
No, no. What did you say?
I'll read it.
But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know
he
he was it.
addressed the situation today, saying he wants to be here and all. So I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's
What is that? And this is why I don't. This is why I don't like um the
media.
the, the dark side of social media because I feel like stories people hear something they hear hearsay or they might hear something out of frustration and then they go out to the media and then they people just run with it. A lot of these bots are people clickbaiters. These struggle streamers go and just make conversation. And I get it because that's the money maker. A lot of people like drama. A lot of people want to talk about stuff, but like, yeah, leave them people alone, man. Let if AJ Brown wants to leave, but he's not gonna leave. I mean, why would he leave? I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. But leave them people alone, man.
Yeah.
I think AJ Brown loves Philadelphia. Uh, and then when we got him in Philly a few years back, I was stoked. I was like, yeah, this is great. This is great because he's related to Antonio Brown. That's his cousin. So that's it's part of the pedigree. But AJ Brown's just a little bigger and he's a little more controlling of himself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he
But
said
yeah,
this.
man.
If you're not welcome, not to listen quietly, withdraw. Don't make a scene. So,
Mm,
shrug your shoulders, and you will be on your way.
yeah, see, and he's right. He's right. People need to like just listen and be quiet.
Yeah.
Like I get it, like, reporters have to do their job and they have to come up with stories to kind of mix things around because people don't like boring stuff. But at the same time, man, listen, let that
And
man do his job. Just keep feeding him the ball and hey man, they gonna win another championship. That's my thing. The Eagles gonna win another championship.
What since NBA season is coming up soon,
Coming up.
in about a
Mm-hmm.
couple of weeks, what are you looking
Yeah. So
forward to for the NBA season? Do you think Sixers have a good core now with VJ Edgecombe and um
man, listen,
and
I'm still
and once McCain gets healthy, do you think
mhm.
McCain will be good also and Sixers will be back on the top of the East?
Man, I as much as I'm optimistic about the Sixers, we gotta get rid of everybody. I'm sorry, we gotta start over. After that whole Ben Simmons situation, when we lost to the Toronto Raptors off that buzzer beater. That was it for us, bro. That was it. It kind of down spiraled from there because that was supposed to be our year. We were supposed to go to the championship, and we were supposed to beat. You know what I mean? So the fact that we
Sixers,
didn't
you
make
mean
it that
when the
year,
Sixers lost against the Raptors that year?
yeah, that was
Was it
supposed to be us,
2018 or
and that
2019?
was supposed to be us.
Was it
2019.
I think that was
2019? Well, when that day that
2018
Embiid that
because that
Embiid
was the
was
same
crying.
year.
That was 2019.
Yeah, was it? Because I thought it was the same year
In
the
May of that
Eagles
was it May or June of that year, bro?
lost to
Was it May?
May
I think it was like
2019.
May. Yeah, 19. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it, man. Honestly, we gotta rebuild. The Sixers definitely have to rebuild their team. Like I said, I love as much as I love Embiid and a lot of guys, Maxi. Honestly, I would keep Maxi though. I would build a team around Maxi and trade everybody else. Because to me, the Sixers are a team that is about is originality. To me, I look at the Sixers as one of the original teams of the NBA. And it goes back for I feel like it goes back to millennia, but that's just me. No, but I mean we have a foundation in Philly, and I feel like they're not really accomplishing that foundation. And I just don't see us going far this year, man. As much as optimistic that I have, I'm hoping that we could do better, but I don't see that. I don't see nothing out of it, man. I really don't,
Uh,
unfortunately.
um, Before we wrap things up, do you have
Hmm.
any
But
inspiration to the
I feel
viewers
like I
or
see the Eagles getting
motivational
smart
quotes
this year
to the
again too.
viewers?
I'm sorry. What were you saying? Say that
I
again
see the
one more time,
Eagles
Raul. My
probably
fault.
going. The Eagles might go far this year, and maybe
Oh
the
yeah,
Phillies.
for sure,
Who
for sure.
knows about the Phillies too?
Yeah.
Hey,
And
I'm
Raul,
sorry.
before we wrap things up, do you
Yeah.
have
Okay.
any inspirational words to the viewers or motivational quotes to the viewers?
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, there's more than life than just living. Everybody has a calling, and just because your phone says unknown doesn't mean you let it go. And I'm speaking metaphorically, not actually, because obviously unknown phone calls could be spam. So like, don't physically answer the call,
right.
but answer the call to your goals, your aspirations, and who you are as a human being. And don't be afraid to go out there by faith. I'm not much of a religious person, but I do believe in a higher power, a higher force that is turning and moving everything in our universe as we know it. And I believe that force is what I'm tapped into, that frequency. So it's really all about, finding your passion, figuring out what you want to do with your life, and wake up every day and going after it. I don't know if you guys heard this story or not, but I was watching. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kai Cenat, but he just reached a million subscribers just a few days ago. And on his stream, he brought on Kurt Franklin, and Kurt Franklin was telling a story about how he was on a plane. He was sitting at an airport in Houston, going to New York, and he had this. They had to wait on the tarp of the airplane for 7 hours. They didn't take off, and he was like, everybody's like getting mad and frustrated and upset, and things were getting stinky on the plane. I can only imagine being have to be on a plane for 7 hours and not in the
Oh
air. I would be so
man.
mad. But come to find out, the pilot got on the microphone and was like, "Hey, guys, we having some difficulties. Everything in the weather here is good in Houston, and everything in New York is good with the weather-wise. So everybody's confused, like, what's going on?
But in
And come to
between,
find out, there was a storm, a big storm that was blocking their journey to New York. So if they would have flown, they would have been real bad damages to the airplane. Excuse me, and bad things would have happened. So they had to wait there in Houston until the storm passed. Long story short, the message from the story was when you're going on a journey, sometimes you have to have patience. Sometimes you're gonna have to wait. Sometimes you go through things being stinky, having to be on an airplane for 7 hours, being homeless, your car blowing up, you're going through all of these different trials and tribulations, and you're having to wait for what your aspiration and your goal the finish line essentially. And that's one thing that I took away, and that's one thing that I want to give to you guys, to your listeners, to your viewers, and to those who will be watching later, is have patience and being able to wait on the things that is out of your control is probably the most important. And I'm not gonna lie, I've waited for a lot of things in my life, and I've been patient. I've been patient, but coming to Miami, to Florida International University at the Chaplin School of Hospitality and Tourism Management, it's taught me how to be patient because there were a lot of things that I could have gotten when I was down here that I'm just now getting now. So I'm like, man, why couldn't I have gotten it, 2, 3 months ago or 4 months ago? But there were things happening. There was a storm brewing that if I would have got it then, I wouldn't be in the position that I am now. So it's
Right.
important to understand that have patience, but while you're in the patience, be prepared. And I'm preparing myself for what's coming in my future. I'm preparing myself for the opportunities and preparing myself for the connections and the networking and all these other things. And that's one thing that I want to share to you guys. And I want to say thank you to Raul, William, Charlie. When you guys asked me to come on, it was unexpected. I was like, yeah, I would love to, because I know we've tried to schedule something in the past and things just didn't work out. But I'm glad that I was able to come on here and share my story and talk to you guys. And I just want to thank you guys for even choosing me and thinking
Yeah.
about me. And
Thank
yeah, man,
You're
I appreciate
welcome,
it.
thank you
man.
for coming. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank
And
Thank you.
William, before you wrap things up, before you do the closing statement, Donna, you have to join this song.
The flying
Okay.
Eagles.
Fly, Eagles,
Eagles
Eagles
fly
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 on the
on
road
the road
to
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 victory.
victory.
victory. Fight,
Fly,
Fly, Eagles
Eagles,
Eagles
fight.
fly.
fly.
Score a
Score a
touchdown, 1, 2,
1,
touchdown,
2,
1, 2,
3.
3.
hit them
Hit them
low, hit
low,
them
Hit
hit
them
them
high,
high.
high.
and watch
And
out,
watch
Eagles
our
Eagles
eagles
fly.
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 Fly,
Fly, Eagles
eagles
Fly
fly.
fly.
on the
On the
road
On the
road
to
to
road to
victory.
victory.
Eagles, Eagles.
Eagles,
Eagles.
Eagles. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go
All right.
birds.
That's a beautiful way to end this.
William, can you do the closing statement?
Sure thing, Raul. Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of Rock and Roll and the Free Amigos. Please be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, click and subscribe to our show. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to a great show tonight. Have a great rest of the week.
Thanks,
See y'all
guys.
next
Appreciate
week.
it so much,
Thank you.
guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Balls up.
Bye.
See you soon, Darnell. Good
Take
luck with
care,
everything.
man.
Panthers.
Take
See ya.
All
care.
right, guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
Take care,
Talk to you
Donnell.
soon, Darnell.
Bye.
All right.
That was some show, wasn't it, Raul?
Yeah. Wait. Let me get off from YouTube.
Okay.
I'll call you.
All right.